difficult to believe that people actually enjoy the kind of work that I'm doing. When I first got into it, I looked at it through young eyes, I guess. I was just turned 40 and was looking forward to a 25-year run with a easy retirement. You know, truck driving is a very, very regulated industry these days. More regulated than I care to mention. Of course, all you truck drivers out there know exactly what I'm talking about. As it is right now, I'm sitting in Emporia, Kansas. I picked up a loaded trailer in Amarillo, Texas, and it was to deliver yesterday here in Emporia, Kansas. That task was done, and it was done on time. But also in that particular dispatch was another dispatch I was to pick up here in Emporia, Kansas, and drive it west to Milwaukie, Oregon. Midway between Amarillo and here, however, the Oregon run was canceled. So when I dropped my trailer at Tyson, Emporia, Kansas, I bobtailed to the nearest truck stop, which happened to be this crap hole called Flying J. Oh, it's not entirely a crap hole, but you know, it is one of those places where you need to get in early to find a decent place to park. Some of the parking is situated right in front of the fueling islands. And there are a few young and old drivers alike who cannot negotiate getting out of the fuel islands because of the trucks parked in front. I happen to be parked in front of the fuel islands, but I'm back far enough where a driver who is leaving the fuel pump can make a wide turn without taking off my hood and front bumper. It is a dog-eat-dog world, and for the 20 some odd years that I've been driving now, I have noticed a big change in attitudes. Now, the old school drivers are still courteous and they look out for their fellow drivers. But the newest drivers with less experience, with probably maybe at the very most 2.5 weeks of over-the-road truck driving training, do not have the foresight, or should I say the common courtesy that the old school drivers used to have. I understand now what the drivers went through when I first got on the road. Sure, we all make mistakes, and a lot of the mistakes were costly mistakes, and some fatal mistakes. But this business has gotten so regulated because of a few out there who refuse to follow standard operating procedure. The worst of which, in my opinion, is the electronic logging. Now, an old school driver used to get in his cab and he would drive just as far as he could until it was just unsafe for him to continue because of fatigue. lack of sleep. But of course, the old school drivers also, not all, but some, used stimulants to keep themselves awake and on the road. I always refused to do that, and will continue to refuse to do that. But it's because of the regulations, a lot of the accidents you see involving big trucks. And it probably isn't all true, but my opinion that the e-logs are causing the younger today's drivers to experience more fatigue than they would have in the past. You're only allotted 11 hours to drive. You're allotted 14 hours a day to be on duty. Now, that's all well and good. I understand that part. But there are cases, like in my case today. Not only have I been sitting here at this truck stop for now 24 hours and 2 minutes, I will be sitting here until noon tomorrow. You know, of course that'll be okay because I'll get my full 10 hours rest in the sleeper that's required. But I'll also have what you call a 34-hour reset because of the time that I've been sitting here, which is also okay in a lot of cases. But it forces you to get up and start moving at times when your body says no. But the time on the electronic log says go. Can you imagine? I can't exactly explain it in the proper words or in the proper way for non-drivers to understand. But nonetheless, it is part of the job. I would rather be doing anything else right now than what I'm doing. Oh well, such is life. Que sera, sera.